For the last century, we declared war on nature, and we won. We built sterile concrete boxes. We purified our water with chemicals. We sanitized our world until there was nothing left but us. We have never been this clean. And, paradoxically, we have never been this fragile. Today, entirely harmless things, a grain of pollen, carpet dust, a single peanut, can send a human being to the emergency room. Our ancestors marched through mud, drank from puddles, and tore into dirt-covered roots with their teeth. They survived it all. We developed allergies to gluten and cat hair. It's not that nature became more dangerous. The truth is, our obsession with control has turned us into prisoners of our own comfort. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans didn't just live in nature. We were made of it. The world was dirty, chaotic, and teeming with trillions of microorganisms. We breathed that dust. We swallowed that dirt. And in return, our bodies learned to decode the world. But somewhere in the last century, we made a brutal miscalculation. We confused comfort with sterility. We built glass domes and called them civilization. We laid asphalt over the earth, chlorine in the water, air purifiers in our homes. We locked the door and left life outside. Our modern phobia of dirt wasn't born from biological necessity. It was born from an illusion of control. We were convinced that every bacterium is a lethal threat, that every inch of our skin needs to smell like synthetic lavender. We declared an invisible purge against our own ecosystem. But by sanitizing our environment and erasing every trace of nature from our lives, we did much more than just kill germs. We fired our immune system. Think of your immune system as an ancient army. For millions of years, it was trained in the trenches of evolution. It was forged for a constant, brutal, daily war against parasites, soil bacteria, and worms. That was the rule of the game. But then, in a biological blink of an eye, the war was over. We dried the mud, purified the air, chlorinated the water. We wiped the battlefield clean. The problem is, nobody warned the soldiers. An armed soldier, bred for combat, doesn't just sit back and rest when peace arrives. He gets paranoid. He starts hunting for targets that don't exist. This is where the dirt paradox comes in. Science calls it the hygiene hypothesis. Your body doesn't know you live in the 21st century. Without real enemies to fight, this biological army starts manufacturing threats. Suddenly, a harmless peanut molecule is flagged as a lethal toxin. Spring pollen becomes an alien invader. Dog dander triggers a state of siege. And in the worst-case scenario, this bored army turns its weapons on its own country, your body, sparking the modern explosion of autoimmune diseases. Our ancestors survived the dirt because they didn't try to destroy it. They coexisted with it. Their bodies were too busy dealing with the real world to care about flour dust. Our fragility is not a factory defect. It is a symptom we engineered. If you think this is just a theory in a biology textbook, look at the border of Karelia. Karelia is a region torn in half. On one side, Finland, modern, highly developed, and westernized. On the other side, the Russian half, which remained rural, rustic, and untouched by rapid development. The people on both sides of this border share the exact same genetics, the same climate, the same ancestral DNA, but there is a bizarre difference between them. Researchers found that on the Finnish side, the sterilized, wealthy, and clean side, autoimmune diseases, asthma, and severe allergies are a terrifying epidemic. On the Russian side, where children still drink unchlorinated water, hang around animals in barns, and play in the dirt, allergies are virtually non-existent. Science confirmed it. The problem was never our genetics. The problem is our environment. Human microbiology requires a world with impurities to function. The answer to the dirt paradox is not to abandon medicine. Basic sanitation and antibiotics saved billions of lives. We don't want to go back to dying of fever or drinking contaminated water. In less than a century, we rewrote the rules of the biological game. We eradicated parasites, banished the mud, mastered the chaos. and the prize we won is becoming incompatible with life on Earth. Our obsession with absolute hygiene didn't make us invincible. It turned us into biological prisoners. The air is now a threat. Food is a risk. A walk in the park requires masks and medical planning. We need to stop treating the natural world as a lethal hazard. True health isn't the total absence of bacteria. True health is coexistence. It's eating food that came from the earth, not synthetic flavors pulled from a lab shelf. It's adopting a dog. It's letting your kids build mud castles instead of isolating them in plastic playgrounds. We spent millions of years evolving to embrace this planet. But if we keep treating the natural world like a disease, soon enough, we will need spacesuits just to survive in our own backyard.